Police finally showed up, and after a quick count, they reported a loss of about $1.5 million. That figure made this the biggest heist in Australia at the time, but the thing is, no one actually buys that as the true number. The bookmakers had every reason to keep the real amount under wraps. After all, they were still on the hook to pay tax on whatever was stolen, and the last thing they wanted was to fork over even more or to give the tax office any reason to start snooping around. Some folks in the underworld estimated it at around $10 million, and others put it closer to $15 million, but good luck getting an official count on that. Naturally, detectives got to work, and soon they started piecing together some details. The bolts on the fire exit had been delicately glued back, just enough to hold, making the door easier for a quick in and out. The police had to wonder if there was someone working together with the crew on the inside, but they never got enough proof to back it up, so that lead fizzled. A $70,000 reward was dangled out there by Maine Nicholas, hoping someone from Melbourne's underworld might come up with some information. Yet, despite the buzz, none of it really panned out. The only person ever charged but later acquitted was Norman Lung Lee, or Chops. The timing was a bit too coincidental to ignore. In the months leading up to the robbery, Lee had been practically begging for a loan to expand his dim sim factory. Banks, however, weren't biting. Yet not long after the Great Bookie Robbery, he suddenly seemed to come into $270,000 cash. His accountant testified that Lee once arrived at his office with a cardboard box containing $50,000. A bit of a shock, considering Lee had previously asked him to arrange a loan. When asked about the cash, Lee casually claimed he just won at gambling. Lee's spending habits after the robbery only added to the intrigue. He was throwing cash around for home and factory renovations, and even put in an order for new machinery worth around $60,000. But despite all the circumstantial evidence, police couldn't link him directly to the heist. In the end, the charges against Lee were dismissed, and even though the authorities had a good idea of who was involved, they had no proof and no one was ever convicted.